Hello and welcome to the presentation. This is one of a series of presentations on Microsoft licensing. Additional presentations in this licensing series can be found at www.learnlicensing.com. Today we'll be talking about the Microsoft Cal Suites, combinations of commonly used client access licenses that give you a simple, cost-effective way of deploying multiple server products through a single license agreement. We'll be recapping Server Cal licensing and then look at what's included in the Cal Suites and how they deliver value to your business today. Then we'll finish by considering how you can choose the best Cal Suite for your needs and how to acquire them. Let's get started by going quickly over the rules for Server Cal licensing. Let's take a typical network with 3 servers running server software and users or devices connecting to the services of the servers. In the Server Cal licensing model, you need a license for each server running the server software. Then you need client access licenses or CALs. If your network is set up such that you have a larger number of devices than users, so each user is typically using more than one device to connect to the network, you would purchase CALs for your users. This is known as licensing your CALs in a per-user mode. If, on the other hand, you have a larger number of users than devices, so users are sharing devices, it may be more cost-effective to purchase CALs for the devices rather than the users. This would allow all users to use the licensed devices to connect to a server. This is known as licensing your CALs in a per-device mode. There are a couple of important points to note with CALs. First of all, the CAL is simply a license. It is not a piece of technology. It is a license that legally allows users or devices to access the services of the server. Secondly, the version of CALs must match the version of the server software. If you are using the 2008 version of the server software, the CALs must be the 2008 version too. And finally, CALs entitle the users or devices to connect to any server of that type in the network. For example, if you have 3 Windows Server 2008 servers and you license your users with Windows Server 2008 CALs, they are licensed to access any of the 3 Windows Server 2008 servers. So this model, in summary, requires you to purchase a license for the server and then to choose to license users or devices with per user or per device CALs. Many servers are licensed this way. Windows Server 2008 is an example of a product that follows this licensing model. That's the basic Server Cal licensing model, but there are some products that use an extended model. Let's take a look. In the Server Cal model we've just talked about, the Cal allows a user or device to access the full set of services of the server. Some server products offer different levels of functionality that can be exposed to users or devices, and there are CALs that correspond to this. The core set of functionality offered by the server is linked to a standard CAL. This is the typical functionality of a server that most organizations will want to take advantage of. The server then offers an extended functionality set. If the organization wants to utilize this functionality, then the purchase of an enterprise CAL is required. An enterprise CAL is often known as an additive CAL, as it is always added to the base purchase of a standard CAL. You would never be correctly licensed just purchasing enterprise CALs for your users or devices. Standard and enterprise CALs may be licensed per user or per device. Note that if you see an enterprise server edition of a product, the enterprise edition is not related to the CALs used with it. Standard and enterprise CALs can be used with standard or enterprise servers exactly the same. An example of a product that is licensed this way would be Microsoft Communications Server. Let's look deeper into the differences in functionality and some of the key products that may be licensed with standard and enterprise CALs. There's Windows Server, which you'd use a standard CAL to be licensed for the core functionality such as file and print, and then purchase an additional enterprise CAL to legally use services such as information protection with rights management services. The Exchange Server Standard CAL licenses organizations for principal messaging functionality, and then the Enterprise CAL adds on the capability for unified messaging, antivirus, and anti-spam protection and advanced compliance. Office SharePoint Server gives a fundamental portal, search, and workflow functionality, and then the Enterprise CAL optionally adds form services, Excel services, and various business data tools. And Office Communications Server allows customers to be licensed for instant messaging and presence or to move to a unified communications infrastructure with web conferencing, roundtable integration, and voice and call management facilities with the Enterprise CAL. Many of the core Microsoft Infrastructure Server products are licensed through a Server CAL model. Let's look at how businesses typically manage their purchases of CALs. You have a choice when you purchase CALs. There is an option to purchase them separately for each product and to add Enterprise CALs as the needs of your business change. Or it's possible to purchase CALs through one of the CAL suites, either the Core CAL suite or the Enterprise CAL suite. Let's look at the CAL suites. Both CAL suites were designed with the needs of today's businesses in mind and offer CALs for the key server infrastructure products that your businesses require: Windows Server, the backbone of your network infrastructure; System Configuration Manager for management tasks such as software deployment; and the information worker servers of Exchange Server and Office SharePoint Server. The Core CAL suite gives you client access licenses to these products. And for organizations that deploy an extended Microsoft infrastructure with products such as Office Communications Server and System Center Operations Manager, the Enterprise CAL suite adds on the OCS Standard and Enterprise CALs, the System Center Operations Manager Client Management License, as well as Enterprise CALs for Windows, Exchange, SharePoint, and access to the subscription-based Forefront Security Suite. So we now know what is contained in the CAL suites, and we can see that it's a convenient way to purchase CALs. Let's look at some of the other benefits we should be aware of. One of the key benefits of purchasing CAL suites is the deployment flexibility that it will give you. You have the rights to deploy an array of Microsoft Server products as your business requires, without waiting to purchase those additional CALs, which is one of the second major benefits. It's also easy to keep compliant with CAL suites. For example, with the Enterprise CAL suite, you don't have to worry that your business is using Enterprise CAL functionality without a license, because you have those licenses already. And finally, you get more for your IT budget with CAL suites. Buying licenses through the Core CAL suite can save you as much as 14% over buying them separately, and with the Enterprise CAL suite, you can save as much as 54% over separate purchases. There are several benefits to purchasing your CALs through a CAL suite. Let's look at how to decide which one is right for you and your business. If your organization has already deployed Windows and Exchange, and you can see how your business would benefit from Office SharePoint Server and/or System Configuration Manager, then the Core CAL suite represents a great business decision for you. You'll save money on the individual CALs, and you can deploy the technology at a time that suits the needs of your business. If your organization is currently licensed through the Core CAL suite and you have plans to deploy 3 or more of the components of the Enterprise CAL suite over the next 3 years, then the Enterprise CAL is a great investment at this time. And let's take a look at how you can purchase these CAL suites. Generally, licenses may be acquired through full package product, OEM, or volume licensing channels. While server software with a certain number of CALs is available as FPP or OEM purchases, the CAL suites are not. Both CAL suites may, however, be purchased through volume licensing programs. And you should note that software assurance is included, so you'll always enjoy the flexibility of being licensed for the latest version of the software. If you are already licensed for the Core CAL suite and you want to upgrade to the Enterprise CAL suite, then there is a step-up license available for you to do this. Essentially, a step-up license allows you to pay the difference between the higher and lower editions of the software to gain the rights for deploying the higher level. There is a presentation on step-up licenses at www.learnlicensing.com if you want more information. And the final way of acquiring the CAL suites is as part of the professional or enterprise desktop platforms in Open Value or enterprise agreements, where you'll find that further savings are available and even more business benefits in standardizing on the Microsoft platform. Let's just touch on the benefits from the software assurance that is part of your CAL suite purchase. Software assurance can be a valuable addition when purchasing a software solution. Software assurance, or SA, is available through volume licensing. Software assurance is a comprehensive maintenance offering that helps you get the most out of your software investment. In addition to the flexibility you get from volume licensing use rights, software assurance can add a lot of value throughout your use life cycle to help you deploy, manage, and migrate software. While the most well-known benefit of software assurance is that of new version rights, there are other benefits too, and they're aimed at helping you through other parts of your software lifecycle rather than just the software. They include a TechNet subscription, access to e-learning, 24/7 problem resolution support, unlimited web support, and cold backup licenses for disaster recovery. There are qualifying rules for software assurance benefits. For more information on software assurance, ask your reseller or view the software assurance presentation in this series. You can find additional licensing presentations covering licensing principles and in-depth product licensing models at www.learnlicensing.com, as well as an accompanying downloadable reference card outlining the major principles of this presentation and a resource list to get more information related to this topic. Thanks for joining this presentation on the Microsoft Cal Suites.